All right. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you. Wherever that you will watch me from, I welcome you to this platform. Welcome to this platform called Mentor Matters. Mentor Matters is a platform where we look at mental health issues, whatever affects our mentality, your mentality. This is the place to find those kinds of discussions. So I welcome you back to Mentor Matters, and this is your usual host, Nurse Malaya. So this afternoon, I want us to look at a very, very important topic, a topic that touches almost all parts of our lives and all levels of society. Okay, and this topic is mentorship. What comes to your mind when you hear mentorship? When you hear the word mentorship? Okay, so mentorship for me, before I define it, mentorship is really no longer what it used to be in the recent past. When we were growing up, probably we are the last generation that tested the real process or the real meaning of mentorship growing up, like throughout our lives. So in our days, mentorship has been commercialized. Mentorship has been commercialized in our days. And not to attack anyone, not to bring down any institution that offers mentorship. It's a good thing, yes. It's a very, very beautiful thing. It really helps our society. It helps our children. But family should be at the center of mentorship, according to my thinking. Okay, so mentorship is just a process of taking someone through lessons or processes by someone more informed in that field, or more informed in life, more experienced or strong in a certain task. Okay, so there are three types of mentorship. There's formal mentorship, informal mentorship, and peer-to-peer mentorship. So formal mentorship is obviously something that is structured, something that somebody would even make people pay for his or her services. Okay, then peer-to-peer, obviously people of the same age group influencing each other in a positive way. Okay, then informal mentorship. This is a kind of mentorship that I want us to zero in this afternoon, because this is the mentorship that is mostly not planned, mostly not structured, but it is something that spontaneously happens. Okay, so I'll just take you through a few things that we look at as we mentor. Okay, or as a mentor-mentee relationship is being formed and is being facilitated. There are a few things that we look out for. There is respect. Okay, both a mentor and a mentee, they're supposed to have respect, mutual respect for each other. That is the only way that process is going to give good results. Then there should be deliberate listening, active listening. Both of them should listen to each other. A mentor should be able to listen to a mentee, and a mentee should also be able to listen to a mentor. Okay, respectively and intentionally. Okay, then challenging. Like a mentor is also supposed to challenge a mentee to be better, because that is the reason why mentorship should happen. Okay, so they should be challenging someone to be better than they were yesterday. And it is also a process that is collaborative, working together. Okay, for example, if I'm mentoring someone to be a better nurse, since I'm a nurse, I'm not going to fold my hands and say, okay, since I've told you what to do, you can go ahead and do it. No, I'm going to lead by example. So we're going to collaborate. Then there should also be celebration. Once the milestones have been achieved, targets that were set have been achieved, celebration, deliberate celebration, intentional celebration should be done, so that you encourage the mentee to work even harder. Okay, then purposes of mentorship. Purposes of mentorship You provide guidance, you support, encourage, empowerment, networking, and honest feedback. So, who is a mentor? We zero it down now to where I want us to take this discussion. Who is a mentor? A mentor is a teacher, a sponsor, an advisor, agent, a role model, a coach, or a confidant. So this wraps up like the character of a mentor. All these are supposed to be in a mentor. Okay, a person who's got a mentor, who's mentoring someone, should have all these qualities. So to zero it down to a family setup, okay, there's a story that I came across. There's a story that I came across on Facebook, and this story is about a woman who wrote and expressed her grievance over a guy that she apparently met on Kafir Road. She was driving along Kafir Road. Excuse me. Then this young man was crossing the Kafir Road, and he was in a seemingly confused state. This young man was looked intoxicated with whatever substance. He had no, he wasn't putting on a shirt, he wasn't putting on shoes, and he was moving under rain, okay, and bothered, and he just seemed lost and confused. And the question for this woman, the question that she asked was, where is the mother or the father? Where are the parents to this young man who seemingly looks confused and lost in the middle of the road and with this rain? Okay. To pick it up from there, our children, in this era, our children have been left to find life alone in most households. They've been left to navigate life on their own. Okay, it is different from the time that we were growing. The time we were growing, our parents looked out for our welfare. They coached us, they mentored us, they taught us what life really is about. Okay, this time most of us parents are busy grooming our careers, grooming our businesses, grooming our external things, and we have really moved away from mentorship at a family level. There's an adage that says in our community that charity begins at home. Okay, if I don't teach my children to wash plates, I don't teach my children to be respectful to elders, I don't teach my children to greet neighbors, they will not pick it on their own. When they have grown, they have to learn in my home to say there's greeting a neighbor, there's being kind to other people. Okay, it's us parents to teach our children good virtues. And okay, yeah, so it is our duty as parents to teach our children how they should go through life. Okay, there's a lot of, apart from leaving children to navigate life on their own, in this era, there's also a lot of we want to treat children as though if we tell them the right way on how to live in the right way, it's like they'll break. It's like an egg, which when you break, it cannot be mended. Okay, the Bible says that you train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he will never depart from it. Okay, so the Bible also says that if you spare the rod, you're going to spoil the child. Many children, we have a lot of junkies, we have a lot of teenage pregnancies, we have a lot of bad vices among the youth, among the growing children, because we don't want to tell our children the truth. We think by not telling them the truth, we are doing them justice, and yet we are destroying them. My heart bleeds when I look at young men, a young man in uniform going to school, and yet that young man is smoking on the way to school. Okay, and also young ladies where a girl is from her father and mother's home, and you find that that girl is moving out of home half naked. We can't tell our children to put on our traditional wear that we call chitenge anymore. Children cannot put on chitenge. When you tell a child to say put on chitenge, it's like you are, I don't know what you are really doing, like the way we look at it. We don't know that we are instilling good morals in those children, and we're just saving them from trouble as they grow. Okay, that is what we were taught. As we were taught in our days, that when adults, when big people are seated, where they are seated, they are not supposed to move around anyhow. We thought, for me personally, where I grew up, that is how it was. If elders are seated in the sitting room, my aunt and my uncle are seated, I'm not supposed to move around anyhow without any respect. And growing up, I thought that was something that it was like punishment, and yet it was a lesson that would help me later in the future. That helps to promote decency. It helps to promote respect, mutual respect between parents or guardians and children. Okay. This time we let our children behave in any way that they want to behave, in any way that they want to talk to adults, they want to do things, and we think it is loving our children, and yet we are spoiling our children. There are a lot of junkies, a lot of teenage pregnancies, because we have left our children to navigate life on their own, and we have also allowed what I can call laissez-faire kind of parenthood. Okay, each one for himself and God for us all. It is not supposed to be like that. Our children are supposed to be guided. Our children are supposed to be helped to navigate through life. A child, a long time ago, if an adult who is not my parent corrects me, we used to take that with with respect, wholeheartedly. So I've been corrected by an adult. But this time, if I tell a neighbor's child to say, you are naked, go and put on a chitenge, my child will talk back at me and say, no, you are not my mother. How can you tell me that? My mother has seen me and she has let me move out of the house like this. And if the mother hears that I corrected her child, her mother will get annoyed to say, why did you correct my child? Okay, so what I want to emphasize is that an adult is a parent to any child, anyone who's a child, anyone who's younger than that adult. We have the right to correct children in society, to say this is not correct and this is correct. Okay, so my plea this afternoon is, as parents, as guardians, let's be there to mentor our children. Let's be there to help our children through life. I can tell you to say, right now I have grown up, okay, and have seen how cruel life can be. I have seen what mentorship can do. People that have had consistent mentors in their lives, people that have had, that have been taken through mentorship consistently, okay, people maybe of my age, they have done better than I have, okay, or they have done better than the people that have grown up without mentors consistently. Okay, so mentorship is it is like passing on information, knowledge, life experience from someone who's more experienced to someone who is lesser experienced. Okay, so that really helps to navigate through life with understanding, with a lot of knowledge and a lot of wisdom. Okay, so people who have been mentored correctly and consistently, they have a higher chance, they have 80% chance of making it in life than people that have not been mentored at all. So let's not leave the mentorship job to teachers or to rehabilitation centers. Rehabilitation centers are full of our children because we have left the job of mentorship to other institutions. Okay, so what I'm trying to drive at is that as parents, let's be there. As guardians, it just doesn't mean that it's just your child that you gave birth to that you have to mentor. Even other children, when you see that these children are not respectful enough, this child is not going in a correct way, let's be there to correct children so that we can have a better society and a better tomorrow. Okay, so That's what I wanted us to discuss about. If you have any comments, you have any contributions, please do not hesitate to comment in the comment section, or you can even send me a message if there's anything that you would want me to know from this discussion. Let's discuss, let's interact. This is not a one-man show. This is something that we have to do together as society. Okay, so for me, I think that's what I had this afternoon. That is what I had on my table. I just wish you a productive and fruitful week. May God bless you.